Loading snacks.
What's good, Loading Stacks Universe? Your boy Jokes is here. I got the homie Marcus, and it is
Er,
time for another edition of the Finisher Podcast.
finisher.
Oh man, Marcus, how you feeling, good sir?
Feeling good. I'm amped. I'm energized.
My man. Y'all, greatly appreciate your patience. It's been a busy last few weeks for us. Couple cons back to back. So we're a little bit behind, but we got to get back into the swing of things. But we appreciate your patience. But now we are here for episode 36 of the Finisher Podcast. Guys, we appreciate however you are consuming this content, whether you are listening to us on your favorite streaming platform or whether you're watching this via YouTube. We appreciate it regardless. Best way to keep up with everything Loading Snacks oriented is to just go ahead and head over to the website loadingsnacks.com. It's where we keep everything up to date, where we make sure you know what conventions, what things we're going to be at, and all the shenanigans that we get into as Loading Snacks. Before we get jump in and talking about some topics, Marcus, it's a couple shout outs I want to throw out there. First of all, we had BlurCon a few weeks ago. Great time that we had there. And of course, at the end of everything, we did learn that the theme for next year is called BlurCon Slam, which is going to be a wrestling theme for the convention. Shout out to BlurCon. You know, it's like you guys listen to the folk. Like,
Who would have thought? Actually
and
listening to what the people want and giving them what they want. Who would have thought? What an idea. What an idea.
So there's a bunch of us that are super amped. They're super excited for next year. There's going to be some things we're going to build up as we get to that point, because that's like our WrestleMania. That's going to be like our WrestleMania for next year. Is building up to BlurCon. So shout out to you guys for setting things up for next year. Also, shout out to our good friends Ben and Mike over at the Wrestlemania podcast. During AwesomeCon, we got to actually sit in and be on the panel for Wrestlemania. Amazing time, great conversations we had with the crowd. It's always a blast when we get to do things with Ben and Mike. Two great guys.
Yep.
Make sure you guys check out the Wrestlemania podcast. They also do some other things that are also in our wheelhouse as well too. The Beyond the Grid, they have a Power Rangers podcast as well too. You can see how things align with us very well over here at Loading Snacks with Ben and Mike. But shout out to allowing us to be a part of that panel. We had a great time at AwesomeCon. We still have a lot of content that is coming out from both BlurredCon and AwesomeCon, so stay tuned. There's a bunch of interviews, a lot of behind the scenes things that we did while we were there. Keep your eyes on the lookout for those. But now, shifting gears, I talk about BlurredCon Slam next year being like our WrestleMania, but Marcus, we are only 25 days away from the grandest stage of them all. Like,
And
it just seems like it just
wrestling
comes
season
it
so
comes
fast
so fast now. Like, we in WrestleMania, take a couple sleeps, and we wake up again. It's like, hey, yo, WrestleMania is right here once again. It's just
I was like, weren't
yo,
we just here last year, like around this time? Like, what
it's
happened?
like come on. So yeah, this countdown is on, and there's nothing standing in between but a couple of Raw and SmackDowns and a couple NXTs in between. But as we get to the grandest stage of them all, it's time, I believe, for us to go ahead and start talking through some of our known matches that we know are happening, and get into a couple things that we think that we probably will see with how things have been unfolding. That sound like a plan to you?
Sounds good. Let's rock and roll.
So I want to get a feel for how some of these matches have built up. As of this recording, of course, it's 25 days. Also, we just got through Raw for this week. So we do know of an additional match that has just been added. Definitely a couple things coming. But let's start with the two big ones that we know, of course, with the men's championship side. So obviously, we know the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship are going to be defended on probably each separate night of WrestleMania. Highly doubt they're going to be on the same night. But CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. The easiest one, of course, was CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Obviously, Roman winning the Royal Rumble. This one was kind of a clear vision of what we were going to see to come to play on here. Uh, Two of them have been having some back and forths over the last couple weeks. CM Punk has been digging a little bit into the family side once again. Uh, I don't want to say it looks like the Bloodline 1.0. I guess we could say it looks like that could be a thing once again with the way Roman and the Usos have kind of been interacting. So that could definitely be a play that we're gonna see in this match.
Wouldn't it be something if we get a Zilla Fatu sighting at WrestleMania during that match?
Hey, listen, one, it wouldn't surprise me if he in the audience, but obviously he's gonna play a part. He probably be backstage, but um, that could absolutely happen. How are we feeling about Punk versus Roman right now?
I feel like it's going to be a good match,
Mm-hmm.
but like the build up for it, like I don't know, like the build up hasn't like sold me or like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is like a must see, but it's like Punk hasn't really been hitting on the mic like these last couple Raws. Like it's just been, uh, like yeah, I'm like the build up isn't really getting me as a fan, but I
Mm-hmm.
can see how it could like get others. Like, well, it's CM Punk. I was just like, well, cool, like happy he's going to main event, like really main event on the grandest
Mm-hmm.
stage of them all. Because that's been like his biggest dream is actually to be in the main event at WrestleMania. Now, since WrestleMania is 2 nights, like there's like it's guaranteed. Like, yes, the first time officially was in the triple threat, but now singles, like by
Mm-hmm.
him, like himself as a key as a marquee. Like I feel like good for him. And Roman is Roman. Like
Mm-hmm.
I said it once, like he's a part timer and he does part timing well. And like we all have whatever we're going through. And like he said, he wants to be a family. He's a family guy and he wants to be that father figure that's different from how he was raised. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, kudos to him. Family over everything, you know. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. But fun fact: if he does win Grand
Mm-hmm.
Slam,
Dang, it's kind of crazy to think that. Yeah, because that would be a major championship. He's had the U.S. championship. Who was he tag team?
he was in the Shield. He was tag team champions within the
Oh yeah,
Shield.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Would be
They did it. Dog, you know what? It's weird to forget about the Shield. Like, if Moxley slash Ambrose was still in WWE, I feel like this would have when once you can kind of forget about like a group like that and then pull them together. I feel like things work a little bit better. When they did that last hurrah
I
with
mean,
the Shield,
technically, he is already a Grand Slam because it was the WWE title and then it was the Universal title.
mm-hmm.
So technically, he is a Grand Slam, quote unquote. But since there's now a World Heavyweight Championship back, oh, like he'll really be a Grand Slam.
Yeah. So I agree right now. Like this match is cool, and I just think about if Roman wins, obviously, like you said, he's part time. Like I don't know how well that's going to transition. Like I don't. It's going to suck to have the championship off screen, but it's the world heavyweight, so they may not treat it the same. Obviously, like the WWE championship, but him, possibly disappearing, a couple months at a time to then finally come back and maybe defend the belt and all that. I feel like those are the type of things that you got to look at if he were to win this
And
match.
like, there's no Paul Heyman like carrying the belt around to be like, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm the advocate, like I'm the wise man for whatever, whatever. So it's just like, how do you continue to build up this title to make it be a major like accomplishment?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's now no one there on screen, at least during these events, to promote it outside of like, okay, we're getting closer to the PLE. that's coming up. Is he going to be on that PLE? We don't know. He may not be
Mm.
even on that PLE. So he could win WrestleMania and we don't see him for like 6 months.
Very valid, which I think would be bad for business. Um, like
Well,
overall, I think
that's
the
an
match is gonna.
exaggeration, of course, everyone. That's an exaggeration.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
six.
yeah.
Maybe like
A
three.
couple, yeah, 2, 3. I think,
Maybe
yeah, six.
maybe like two
Six
to
would be
three.
crazy. Six already
Six would
puts
be
us
crazy
halfway
work.
to Mania again. That's some craziness
But
right there. Overall, I think the match is gonna be okay. Um, to me, like as of right now, I don't feel like it's necessarily the pomp and circumstance of what WrestleMania could be. I don't know. And the two of them are great. Like I don't have any issues with either one of them. But Punk winning, obviously, he's going to be there on a weekly basis. So I feel like that's going to be the better play. Roman, of course, like you said, if he disappears for a couple months at a time, comes back, defends the championship, then disappears again, it's like I feel like it just defeats the purpose. So I feel like there's some pros and cons to how someone could win this match on there. But overall, I feel like it'll be okay. I'm not 100% sold on the build, but obviously with Roman winning the Rumble was really the point of the whole entire thing anyway. So I guess you don't really necessarily need that extra build to it because dude just punched his ticket immediately for it. So I think it'll be an okay match. I'm not worried about right now picking an actual determining winner or anything like that with any of these matches, but um, I think it's going to be okay. I do think there's going to be some shenanigans that are going to be involved in this match, whether it be Bloodline, LA Knight, all like there's a whole bunch of other elements that are going to go into this match. But
as long
overall,
as we do not revisit the Rock Roman like setup, as long as we don't go backwards on, let's just let that dream die. Just let it die. Like I know people are going to get upset at me for saying it, but just let it go. Let it die. We
yeah,
don't need to
I
see it.
don't
We really
I don't
don't.
think it's going to happen. But if they do, like, listen, I know a lot of people ain't like so. If, however, The Rock were to show up and insert himself into the middle of this, it may even be on Raw. Like, I feel like they would try to set this up for like WrestleMania 43, which then at that point means that somehow Roman is going to keep this championship for a whole entire year, which means like the part-time status thing is going to come into play. So I don't think the Rock thing is going to happen. I do believe we just need to let that ship just needs to sail. Would it be cool if maybe, obviously, let's say Roman doesn't win, a SummerSlam, if it works out, we do get Roman versus The Rock. Obviously, the stipulations necessarily aren't going to be there, other than being, the head of the table will probably be the thing that they will put on the line. But I feel like we've passed the relevancy. I use that word that they. I feel like we've passed the relevancy of where that could actually work. But I think the match will be okay. Not the show-stopping match of the night, but so be it. Let's shift sides. WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Uh, Personally, me, I'm excited. I'm happy for this match.
That thing will
Maybe,
be
maybe not
fire.
excited. Maybe excited is not
Hey
the right
Ben,
word to use.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know.
sorry, but it's going to be a banger. Like the storytelling alone, like yes, it doesn't need the WWE championship,
Mm-hmm.
but it just makes more sense with it. Like it will be a better matchup because
Mm-hmm.
now you're like, okay, Randy Orton's back in the hunt, chasing the elusive never seen 17. Like
Mm-hmm.
he could do it. Like now, like we can open up that conversation of just like, okay, Randy's the closest to actually beating that streak. That opens up that
He would
conversation
be.
of the storylines and potential. It
I
could
don't think he'll
happen.
get
Like
17. It could, but I think the chances of Randy at this point probably getting 17, I find it a little bit slimmer. I do think, because that means he's literally going to end up winning this championship, losing it within like a few months, and then picking it back up a couple months after that just to get him in the striking distance of it. Striking distance. But I think this match is just more of the full circle piece that we really are getting with this. Like, obviously Randy, Cody have major history with each other. Um, Legacy, when they were in the stable alongside Ted DiBiase Jr., who I highly doubt he's going to show up, but dude's been clear. He's been cleared of all those charges. My man beat the
Nah, bro,
system.
that man's radioactive level heat.
Uh,
That's not even heat you want in the company.
that's a
Like
different
this,
sidebar conversation, but there's so much story piece that they have into this. Now, you know, we've now moved Randy to be, the heel once again. Uh, I don't know. I feel like it was a little bit forced. Like he didn't have that like natural change, but I guess in him feeling as though to capture this championship and be back on top, he said he's got to listen to the voices again. It felt a little forced. Like I thought they could probably have gotten away with both of them being faces, and then probably during the match, Randy pull some underhanded tactics to potentially win the championship. But I feel as though with them going into this, even though Randy is technically a heel, I feel like he's going to get so much love when he comes out at Mania. If this is what we need to finally push Cody over the edge for him to do a shift and get his heel turn, like we've been asking for, we've been wanting to see it for a while, but it didn't make any sense to
it's
push
just
him.
hard when you're the top baby face of the company. Like it's just
It is.
hard.
It
And there's
is.
no real top baby face on SmackDown right
Mm,
now that could fill yeah, to just fill that gap for when he
mm.
does go heel. I mean, sure, you could probably say LA Knight, but
He's gotten a little
it's
stagnant. He had
yeah.
to put, like, it was there for a little while, and I feel like the momentum wasn't capitalized on when they should have actually probably pulled the trigger for it. Um, so I think they're gonna have to I think they're gonna have to
Ilya
rework that again.
Dragunov could have been a good potential, but like they're not doing much with him for real, for real. So it's just like, okay, your stars that you brought in that were supposed to like carry the torch,
Mm-hmm.
like need to build them up so they can carry the torch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've had some good transitions from some NXT stars over to the main roster within the last year now that have had some good traction, and that'll be one of the other matches we'll get to in a second. But if this is what's going to take now, it's going to, and it's going to be kind of weird if we are able to push Cody over to being the heel at this point. So that gives us potentially, the double heel in the WWE Championship picture. Obviously, Cody winning the championship on SmackDown. It was weird. It was random, but I know there's a combination of things that probably pulled into play that. Like, I know McIntyre's getting ready to go do Highlander, whatever it is, but when obviously the company is having trouble selling these tickets for WrestleMania for more than one reason, not necessarily say the card is lackluster, but some of those high ass prices that these tickets are going to cost, I feel like you have to make that shift in what your main event looks like. And I think Cody is a safer option, I guess, is to say, than Drew McIntyre. But by all means, I feel like Drew has proven himself. Like, King Pettiness, I think, could have been grade A that they could have done with it. But obviously, I don't know if McIntyre will get involved in some shape or form in this match. Um, Obviously, like, I know I'm not doing it. I'm pulling for Randy. Like, I know both of us are pulling for Randy. Like, this is just, it's time.
I mean, I just want him to have that one. Like, if this is his last time actually being in the championship picture, like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this would be a good time. Pull that trigger, make him a champion, and then if he decides, like, okay, like after this, like I don't need to
Mm-hmm.
chase after this, and let's say next year he decides, okay, I'm retiring because
Mm-hmm.
he's not that much older, well, younger than John.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Randy's got a little bit more time, but like, listen, God forbid anything were to happen to him, competing, getting hurt, or anything like that. Like, I want to see him go on a high note. And if this is his last opportunity, don't get me wrong. Even if he doesn't become the number one reigning champion of all time, hey, you win this and you make 15. Hey, 15 is a solid number. You only got two people in front of you with Ric Flair and John Cena. it's a solid run nonetheless. Your career has been excellent, but I'm eager to see this evil Viper Randy Orton legend killer
Hey,
type of
hey,
thing
we've been
come
talking about
back.
'09. Hey, look, the running gags looks like, hey, Randy Orton now has been great, but he ain't no '09 Randy Orton
It's not
prime
been on that level caliber yet. I
legend
would like to
killer.
see that version of Randy one more time. That could push some serious some serious storylines that they could do with it. But this is probably of the the main men championship matches. Cody and Roman is the one that I'm looking at, or Cody Randy is the one that I'm looking to the most out of the two of them. Um, hey, listen, I know WWE really doesn't care about keeping things in line like the boys, and so if we could have the Homelander Cody show up in time, like obviously Netflix and Prime, we're probably not going to do that now. When Raw wasn't, or when they weren't on Netflix and had that agreement, I feel like that could have been a thing. But now, since WWE has a partnership with Netflix, I don't know if they want to go that Homelander route. So,
I
but
mean, like even though like they have a Netflix route, but they're still
mm,
on USA.
USA, yeah,
So, and since technically SmackDown is a USA show, like they
mm-hmm.
could get by with Cody Lander. Like they could get by with it. Um, like cause either way it's still publicity, and
Mm-hmm.
like just because you're promoting the boys doesn't mean you're not promoting other stuff on Netflix.
Valid, very valid. But yeah, I think that match will be the better of the two. So we'll see.
Unless
We'll see
Disney
how things
says
play out.
no. I mean, if Disney says no, it doesn't matter about Netflix. What matters is Disney because their
So
streaming platform is ESPN, which technically isn't under Disney or any like kind of sorta, which is
technically,
weird.
yeah, it's yeah,
Which is
technically it
weird.
is. Yeah, it's
Like
technically
you should just
underneath of it,
put
just like
everything
Hulu is.
on Disney Plus
Hmm. I
and
don't know.
just call it a
That's
day instead of
yeah,
ESPN. Like, can we talk about like that makes no sense. Like, I'm
yeah.
sorry to derail, but that just makes no sense to me. Like ESPN, Disney, Netflix, USA Network. Out of all the options that are on the table, you already have a contract with one show on this specific platform. Okay, why not go for the next biggest platform, which has the bigger eye viewership? Disney. Everyone and their mother that loves Mickey Mouse, whatever, has Disney. You're going to reach so like with all the Star Wars stuff coming out, Avatar, like everything. Just why didn't you just go Disney Plus Hulu? Why go ESPN?
Because it's sports. Hey, listen, you want your sports entertainment show to be on the thing where all the major sports are. So ESPN makes absolute perfect sense. You
No.
got to have it there.
Because if you're trying to
But
get new audiences,
mhm.
Disney's the better route. Because then, since it's a kid-friendly
Yeah,
show,
but they'll still advertise it. But the thing is, if you're on Disney Plus, you're gonna be able to see it either way. It's gonna show up. Like
yes, but
ESPN
then you have
has a
to
tab in there.
buy
You'll see it.
ESPN Unlimited. Like you not even if you have Disney Plus with like the bundle and everything that includes ESPN, you still need to buy ESPN
Mm,
Unlimited.
mm. You can have there is a bundle that puts Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN in the bracket, so you can have the right one. The only reason why I figured that out was because I did it for what was it? Um, for the Royal Rumble. So when the Rumble happened, I upgraded the package and it let me get everything. I didn't have to do that. You could do the separate ESPN. It didn't make sense. And because I have what perk is it? I get Hulu for free through T-Mobile and I get one of the others. So I get like half off the cost of it because they they actually let you use
Yeah.
that discount on there for it. But yeah, it works. You can get the ESPN thing single individual too because obviously there's people out there that probably don't care about any of this stuff that's on Disney, and they only want the sports side of things. So that's why they have that standalone ESPN version that you can get that doesn't incorporate the other stuff to it. But no, if you get there's a bundle, you get all of them. It gives you access to the WWE pay-per-views. That's the one. I think it's like $45 a month or something like that normally if you don't have any extra discounts or anything like that. It's
Hey,
crazy.
it's still cheaper than cable. Still cheaper than cable.
When we start adding up all these streaming services that you could potentially have, listen, we gonna stop bar and that cost goes through the roof. But yeah, Cody Randy, match of the two that I'm looking forward. Next match that we just found out within the last couple weeks, we have been hinting to it. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. Now, when
Justice
Brock
for Cody.
showed up, when Seth made his return, even though apparently he's still not medically cleared for the ring yet. So, hey, listen, Obafemi stepping up. Hey, listen. As much as I don't need to see a Brock Lesnar match, just these two powerhouses being in the ring. Hey, listen.
Yo, I
If
swear, if Brock gets over, I swear to God, if
no,
Brock gets over,
no, it's not.
like if
It's
he
not
gets
happening.
over, if they put him over Obafemi, that just solidifies that
Mm-mm.
one, WWE and TKO do not listen to the fans whatsoever.
Listen, there's
But it
no
also
reason
proves
why.
the running joke, not even joke, the running criticism that within the company they don't promote people of a certain skin tone.
Mm-hmm. And listen, there's no reason why Oba's gonna this should lose this match. I listen. I'm sorry. Oba right now, he's got the fans won over. You know, he's decent on the mic. Like by all means, he's not bad. There's always room for improvement for everybody. But right now, he has the appearance. He's got the momentum that he needs that victory. If Lesnar wins that match, it has to be something stupid as far as like Oba somehow accidentally gets disqualified. Like I don't see that happening at all. But it would have to be something like that or somebody interfering in the match. That's the only way that I would accept that type of loss, which would end up setting us up for a second run in with the two of them. But listen, the way Oba has dominated Lesnar the last couple weeks on Raw, dog, he hit this dude with that power bomb, lifted this dude Lesnar up like he was a child, is insane. And I know Lesnar's going to do the same thing with Suplex City when it comes time for it. But I don't anticipate that match going on longer than like 10 or 12 minutes. Because it's literally just going to be a slugfest. But this has the potential of setting up Obafemi and putting him in a perfect spot going into the new year for wrestling in WWE. Let's get him, like, if we're not going to put him just yet into a main title picture, we can easily put him between the Intercontinental United States Championship. And listen, he could have a run with the Intercontinental US Champion the same way Gunther did with the IC Champion, I feel like. I definitely feel like that would be a great opportunity. Lesnar, I think we believe is on his final run. It looks like we're thinking SummerSlam is probably going to be it from since it's in his home city. So it makes sense that we can make this last build up, get into SummerSlam. I can't think of who his opponent would be at this point or how he would end up going out, but I could see it being with maybe like a Seth. Maybe once Seth gets, fully clear. We definitely have a few months in between there. Seth will come back and get immediately thrown into a world title picture, whether he's still on Raw and he's going for the world heavyweight, or if the draft happens and he goes to SmackDown, he's going to be in that championship picture nonetheless, which then could end up getting us set for him versus Lesnar one last time for a championship. So right now, all eyes to me are on Obafemi. Like this is going to set him up for some success in this next year. He's already proven himself very well.
Yep.
People love him. And listen, it's hard to get over with the fans sometimes. And Oba has genuinely done it. It hasn't been forced. This dude has genuinely
Nope.
won over the
And
audience,
it's
which
not from his entrance music, it's from his ability,
and,
his hard work.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say fully. And listen, folks love to walk in. Like, listen, he
Yeah,
got he
the
got the
walk,
thing,
but it's not the music. It's the walk.
but
Like
it's
it's
all a
not
part
like
of it.
look that
Dog,
trick.
the
Like yes,
music
it's the
has to go with it. It's all it. Listen, that's all one package. It's all one package. So, hey, listen, give my man the belt and let him be able to come back out and do this. He he good. He's good. But yeah, so let's switch over to the women. So Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship, and Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the World Championship. Uh, both these matches should be okay. Uh, Jade versus Ripley. I know a lot of people aren't been not necessarily happy that we're putting Rhea back in championship contendership, but I'm gonna be honest. It's like I love Jade, but uh, she's just she fits the look and everything, but there's still some work and improvement they got to do. And like how many? I know she's defended the championship what 2 times, 3 times since she's got it. Three may
sounds
even
about
be
right.
3 may even be stretching it.
Yeah, like you're giving
Um,
her like a lot of rope with her. I was thinking maybe like 1 to 2.
yeah, I think 3 is stretching it. I only say that because I think in the last few weeks she had a match and I think it was for the championship, but it ended up being like a squash or whatever. So um, honestly, like I would prefer for Rhea to win this match, but if they're gonna really want to if they're gonna run with Jade, like she's gonna have to take out Rhea. Like that's gonna it will solidify her, but it's still being able to carry on week
I
after
mean,
week when it comes time for it.
I feel like the match is going to be a sleeper. It's not going to be like match of the night,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's going to be a sleeper because you have people like EO that would be in Rhea's
Mm-hmm.
corner. You have Mia Yim that's behind Jade and BFAB. BFAB.
Yep, their new stable.
So I mean, like you have some talented individuals that can push this match. So like the numbers game will play in effect. So Jay will probably retain, to be
Yeah.
honest. But like if that's the case, like if she does retain, like don't do it like a bloodline type thing. Do it to where like she gets her hands dirty. Like she's a heel, let
Mm-hmm.
her be a heel. Like let her do all the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know, obviously the two people that could have potentially been in between we're probably not going to see anytime. Obviously, Naomi, we're not going to be seeing anytime soon. Rikishi apparently on the podcast did let out that she has given birth. So we do know it's gonna be a good while before we see her come back.
Yep.
Bianca is still battling the finger injury, and as something as what it should have been. What everyone thought. Just broken finger, patch it up. Hey, some people can wrestle with it, but we've seen that apparently this injury has gotten worse than what it started at. So I don't see her interfering, but hey, depending on where she's at, she could absolutely cost Jade the match just to say, hey, don't forget me. And then we don't see that play out for a little while. So I can see that as being a little bit of backup for Rhea to have in her corner. But like you said, the numbers game is probably going to end up working against her. Or this is going to end up being another return. Like, I don't know who else we have that could potentially, show up that has, like, I don't see Saraya making her grand return to WWE in this fashion. But, her and Jade had a little bit of a run in over at AEW. That could be an interesting twist on it at WrestleMania that they could do. Because it seemed like for the longest, she was making her move to come back to the E. But that could be like the sleeper thing that they use for it. But I agree with you. Jay should just be doing everything underhandedly to make sure that she can retain that championship. But then from there, we got to make it work. Like, I don't want to say she needs to be
I
the.
mean, then you just set up people for her to go through. She's in this stable, like okay, like they do underhanded stuff, whatever during the match. Let her still like get over.
Mm-hmm,
Like okay, it's not like she needed them. She's already like going through them, but then it's just like, okay, icing on the cake, we're heels. All right, do heel stuff number one. Oh no, like I didn't do it. Okay, other person does the thing. Okay, finish, whatever, whatever, whatever.
mm-hmm,
Like it's a proven formula that works. The crowd knows, like fans know it. We
mm-hmm,
understand it. Just you don't have to overthink it. Just do the formula, and things will play out how they're supposed to play out.
mm-hmm.
Like you show that she's a dominant force, that this is a serious faction. It's not something you just threw together off of a woman, just like, oh well, even though that they were beefing with this person like a week ago, and now they're on the same side. Like it does, like now it will make sense. It's like whatever, whatever. You can flesh that out as to why they are together.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that. And then on the flip side, of course, Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. Um, that match should be pretty solid. I think that match should be pretty solid. Um, Honestly, it's the same thing here. The numbers game probably is going to come into play. Stephanie may have her card pulled on this one. Liv probably is going to take the championship back. Um, Especially if we're going to go down the route of, I don't want to say the full dismantling of the Judgment Day, but obviously, Finn is now out of the Judgment Day,
With his
and
theme, with the theme.
I
Yes.
don't know if we're going to use this to kind of build that story more, but obviously, Liv is, they say there's no leaders, but clearly right now, like, Liv and Dom are like the pseudo like leaders for the Judgment Day at this point. And obviously, with Finn being kicked out, I feel like there's room where they're going to end up bringing somebody else into the mix. Um, Obviously, it could be
Now,
another
now, if
woman to
there is
kind
a
of
return for
give.
someone,
Mm-hmm,
it would be during that match for that type of interruption. Just like
mm-hmm,
okay, like she's getting all like you have your Roxanne, you have JD, you have Dom, like you have all these people. Like okay, who does Stephanie really have, where she can just be like, I need assistance.
mm-hmm. Well, she'll have Finn. Like, obviously, Finn already just cost Dom once again winning the Intercontinental Championship back. So, obviously, if any of them feel like he will definitely come out and support on that side. Um, but it's literally it literally becomes a numbers game at this point, because the rest of them are going to make sure that Liv tries to walk away with that championship. Um, Obviously, we'll be on the WrestleMania stage, so you know what? Rhea could come out and help. I highly anyone that's currently like in a match, I don't really see interfering with anybody else's business that it has. But I mean, we've seen different. Um, but this could see, like you say, introduction of someone else into the Judgment Day that's gonna push the tables over, or we do see a return of somebody that ends up coming out to support Stephanie on her side, because right now she's got the deck stacked against her when it
Hey,
comes
what
time
could
for
be
it.
the thing is that someone from NXT gets they get the call up.
Hmm. To be
So
that
I mean
backup.
that would be a thing. I mean, like who knows? Like I'm not saying Liv doesn't deserve a run, but I'm just
Hmm.
saying like I'm tired of Liv Morgan.
I'm With the whole Judgment Day thing. I wouldn't mind, like, if she has it, if we're moving that story along, as long as she's using it to challenge and do things and defend to show the reason why she is the champion. I wouldn't be too upset with it. But obviously, if she doesn't, like, this will probably be the start of the downturn for the Judgment Day again. But we'll see. But either way, I think this match should be should be pretty damn solid.
Oh, you
Um,
know what it could be though? I
hmm?
have heard that Dom's sister has been doing some lucha stuff, doing some
I think
training.
it'd be too early to see her show up to
I
do
mean,
like
we never got a full resolution on that whole. I mean, because Buddy ended up like leaving and going to another company, so
mm,
like we never really got like her like type revenge on Dom. It
mm,
was more so Buddy getting on her behalf, but
yeah.
like
I don't think we'll see that. I think that play will be. I don't want to say that's not WrestleMania worthy, but I don't think that's the type of thing that you start necessarily there, especially for someone who we really haven't seen as much. So I don't think they'll go that route. But obviously, it would be someone that also has heat with Dom potentially, pretty much with any of them. Hey, listen. Well, this will kind of get before we get to like Damien could help, but obviously now with Damien and R-Truth being tag team champions, very interesting combination. I actually kind of like it. That's one of the things I was going to talk about as a thing. Definitely they're going to have a match, and we'll talk about that. But I don't see them potentially interfering in that match on there for it. So definitely going to be a good match. Numbers game is going to be stacked against Stephanie when it comes time for it. She's got to make sure she's got backup for it. The last confirmed match that we know as of right now just came out with the last episode of Raw, which we know AJ Lee is going to defend the Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. That one was, we knew that one was
yeah, that
clearly
was
was getting set up for a while now. That match should also be really good. Like we had talked about this, that apparently this WrestleMania card is going to be very stacked with women's matches, which is I really like to see this actually happen right now. Uh, the only one, obviously, the U.S. Championship hasn't been talked about as of yet, so that one could be left off, but maybe that'll be, I don't know. Well, that one's going to be a whole time thing, but AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch should be solid. Um, I know, depending on how the play was, like Becky, of course, is in. Well, she's in the new Star Trek show, which she has
hmm
her role is minor, so her taking time off wouldn't necessarily be a whole entire thing. But now with unfortunately them canceling Star Trek Starfleet Academy, I don't know if there was any play for her to go back to do any more of that role in there for it. That now opens her back up to being back on the road with everyone. So it wouldn't
I mean,
surprise
I'm
to
just
see.
surprised she's not in Highlander though. Like, I'm surprised.
I mean, we don't know. Who knows? She could have a minor cameo. Who knows? But this match should be pretty good. Uh, AJ seems like she's not I don't want to say she's like the Roman Reigns part time type of thing, but she clearly doesn't have the same consistency of everyone else being on there. So it wouldn't surprise me if Becky ended up taking the championship back, but I would prefer AJ to be able to keep it because I think
I mean,
there's some pretty cool, I feel like, match opportunities that we can do for her. Like, and she
I
said,
mean, I still want my Roxanne AJ like match. Like that would
and I
be like a
think
banger.
that
Like
could be
if
a
she were to
very
lose
good
that
match.
belt, I would want her to lose that to her.
Mm-hmm.
Cause then that is like a literal passing of the torch for
Mm-hmm.
like okay, you seen it was like AJ, Bailey, and all of like the horsewomen or whatever. Okay, now this next person as a child is just like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be like AJ, and now it's like, okay, unconfirmed like daughter storyline. Insert here can make a
Mm-hmm.
whole thing out of it. Like,
That could absolutely be a thing. So, um, that match should be solid. Uh, Becky will be fine whether she wins the championship or not. That's the good part about someone like Becky Lynch. Like, she can have feuds and everything. Like, obviously, I feel like we need to go back to obviously we don't have the whole entire four horsewomen um in the company at the same time, but I feel like we could end up revisiting that at least between you know Becky, Charlotte, um and I'm drawing a blank. Why am I drawing a blank right
Bailey.
now? And Bailey, geez. I think that's something we could probably revisit. Clearly, like Charlotte's not near a championship right now, so I'm good with that right now. But we know that's coming. Um,
After she
and
finishes
like
her ice cream.
after she finishes her ice cream, because that's another match that we're going to end up seeing. You know, the women's tag team championship is probably going to be defended on here.
Oh my gosh! Like if the Bellas win these tag team titles,
I know
if they
we're going to get
win these,
into we're going to get into that. I mean, honestly, you know, we can shift into that territory. Like those for those matches we just talked, those are all the confirmed ones. That's what we know is already happening. Is solidified. We're getting those matches. Now we're talking about a couple of potentials. Obviously, like we're on the topic of the women's tag team championships. Marcus, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure we're going to end up seeing the Bellas have the women's tag team
but
championships.
why though? But like I get it. Like okay, maybe it's just like okay, that's their flowers. They actually they were a pseudo tag team. They were a well, because they were technically impersonating the same person at a time. So technically they weren't a tag team until like oh, then they got out and then they were a tag team. But there was no real women's tag team division
Mm-hmm.
for real. But like I get it, but at the same time, it's just like we have actual women tag teams.
Hey, listen,
I
we were
get,
having this discussion within the last couple of years talking about actually building up
it's
legit
like deja vu all over again. It literally is. Like
and
yes,
like
okay, they win the tag team titles. Okay, neither one of them are actually full like full time or even a part time. They're not part time. They're like semi yearly.
well, I mean, hey, listen, that could work for the women's tag team champion because they I'm happy like right now. I'm not upset with Nia Jackson Lash Legend as the women's tag team champions. I think they are solid together. Um, they're two powerhouses. They literally should be wrecking everything. But obviously, the Bellas are going to end up probably being the ones to take it, which then
Bro, Nikki
it could.
Bella is not lifting up Nia Jax
Oh no!
for
By
that
all
damn
means, that
torture
is
rack thing. Like that is not happening. Neither
that'd be
is
the
Brie
reason why
Bella.
they lose.
And to be honest, I don't even think they can lift Lash Legend. So like, what are they doing if it like? It's like the equivalent of a cruiserweight fighting a heavyweight at this point.
Hey,
Why
but
is
for
this a
tag team,
thing?
it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. And obviously, if the Bellas win, the women's tag team championships go between both shows. So we'll probably see the Bellas have interactions with, let's say, like the Judgment Day. That could obviously be a thing. I know
Ooh,
Liv wants to
that's
have more and all that gold back in the Judgment Day, so we can see that happen. And it probably, I, I see, I see them Raquel and Roxanne beating the Bellas much easier than beating Nia and Lash
but
Legend.
that you see that's wrong because they need to lose to Nia and Lash so that way that further breaks up the Judgment Day.
But I don't think we're gonna see. I think the Judgment Day is gonna have this new pseudo. I don't. The Judgment Day is not going away for a while. We're gonna have different variations of it. Uh, I'm not. I don't want to compare them to the Bullet Club, but
I'm happy
the
that they're getting their flowers. Should they win, kudos, congrats. You've been in a
mm,
company like your Hall of Fame induction questionable before a lot of other people. That's my standpoint. Like they did a lot in like individually and together,
mm-hmm,
but at the same time, there are people before them that did a lot more.
mm-hmm. Nah,
That's just
I'm
like
not mad at that.
again, congrats, kudos, like give them like if they want their flowers on this grand stage of them like on this stage for them to be champions and then okay they retire, cool. This is their farewell tour,
mm-hmm.
quote unquote, which is what it seems like they're trying to make it out to be because Bree just out of nowhere comes back, decides like okay I'm going to wrestle. Like I guess now she has the time to like you know what maybe I want to see if I still got it or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But it's I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so that we definitely know that that's coming. Um, Other matches, ones that I'm a little in between. Like I'm not even so. I feel like Gunther should have a spot on Mania. Like, but I feel like with the way I know Rey Mysterio is injured. I'm not sure how close he is to be. I think the idea at one point was Gunther versus Rey. Obviously, Gunther is on the retiring
The retirement
legends
tour.
type thing, so I could saw the two of them having a match. And like, I mean, Ray hasn't shown any signs of slowing down or potentially leaving, but things kind of align where they could do that. But if it's not Ray, he'll probably have a match with Dragon Lee. The match
Yeah,
to
but
me, that one probably doesn't make any sense. We haven't seen Gunther on TV.
The thing about Ray is he's been doing more stuff in AAA,
Oh no, definitely.
and like I don't see Ray like in that. Not saying that he won't do like WWE matches, but he's been promoting like
Mm-hmm.
the hell out of like AAA, and I feel like he's that bridge
Mm-hmm.
since uh Santos Escobar is no longer with the company.
Mm-hmm.
So he's that main bridge, and Andrade. Like there's no, and besides like Stephanie, like he is like that person that understands lucha. He has that experience.
So if he's cleared, so do we see Gunther go over the AAA somehow and interfere in something in AAA, which
I
then of
mean, that
course
would be the story. That would be the
pulls
story,
Ray out.
WWE story that
Mm-hmm.
that oh he interrupts Ray, or let's say like he's doing some sort of like promotion work there. He
Mm-hmm.
interferes, whatever. That now bleeds back into the E for that storyline. That could happen. But truth be told, I think they're just saving Gunther for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be kind of crazy, but I feel like Gunther being left off the card, like after his whole entire thing, I feel like he should be there, but who knows? Um, United States Championship, the men's side. Um, when I say this, you're probably gonna be like, really? You know, I kind of forgot that Carmelo Hayes is, if I'm not mistaken, is the
I
United
we
States champion.
look we I said that on the panel like last weekend. Like Like what have they done with Carmelo Hayes? Absolutely nothing. Like yes, they put the US title on him, and
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like what happened? Like he went from this top guy in NXT that had all this
Mm-hmm.
momentum, you pushed him into SmackDown, and like he was having distraction, he was going at
Mm-hmm.
trying to like do the hi, I'm Carmelo Hayes type thing to Cody. Like it was like, okay, you're building this guy up. He has the United States Championship.
Mm-hmm.
What stories are you now pushing him with that title to show like, okay, he's a main event star?
Mm-hmm. And then obviously, so that one I'm a little worried because like we haven't written anything in, so I feel like that one's just going to be a one off. Um, Obviously Julia has been United States champion, and we haven't done too much, but I'm wondering if maybe we've been waiting until Chelsea has gotten medically cleared, and I feel like Chelsea's cleared, and we're kind of doing like the fake out where she's just gonna randomly be like, it's time for me to have a match. I'm gonna change. I don't know how
Kevin
they'll work
Nash,
that in.
Kevin Nash.
And just show up in a wheelchair and just pull the cover off, and she's ready to go in wrestling gear. I don't know how that one's gonna play out, but the two U.S. championships right now are kind of in the. I feel like they're in like limbo right now.
But to be fair,
Um,
I don't want like Chelsea to come back for the United States Championship. I want her to come back and go after like the woman's title.
mhm.
Like
No, I agree with you on that.
she
She should
doesn't
have the
need the
rocket
US
strapped to her
title.
once again.
Like if this doesn't show like WWE, well, it's ironic because she did post uh a photo. She had a photo shoot where she
Mm-hmm.
did like the whole Baywatch thing. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
but how are you standing and you're
Yeah, no,
okay?
she's mobile. Like she's posted videos on her Instagram and stuff of her jumping in the pool and all that. Like, she can, I know probably for physical. combat maybe is just not really ready yet, or like I said, we're just trying to figure out how to work things in. So yeah, Chelsea Greenbaum, like Ben, Ben said about she should be having the rocket strapped to her back.
Yeah.
But obviously, an injury is going to slow you down. But I see that happening. And then, of course, we briefly talked about uh, men's tag team championship. So Damian Priest and R-Truth. It's one of those weird combinations. Like obviously, Damian and R-Truth have had history from the whole Judgment Day setup. So like this was like just destined to happen at some point that these two would end up being in a tag team together, which is absolutely hilarious. Like I'm guessing, like right now I don't know. The Usos probably don't have any. They're not going to go for it because they're too worried about making sure stuff with Punk in the family and all that is. So I don't see them. Um, Xavier is out of the New Day currently with the injury, so I don't know how long it'll be before that he comes back. So I'm a little torn on who we look at right now for them to be defending those championships against. I don't. It's gonna be. I don't see any of the championships not being defended on the card. Um, there's
I
could.
mean, but that just goes to show you that the SmackDown like tag team division
Mhm.
like needs an uplift. Needs like a shift in priority because like if there's no other men's tag team,
Mhm.
like okay, they were the number one contenders. They beat the champs. They are now the champs.
Mhm.
WWE like pretty much got rid of clause, the rematch clause. There we go.
Mhm.
So it's not like okay, we're just going to run that back.
Run that back.
So so it's just like okay, who next do you have?
To bring up, they could do an open challenge, just to have the belts on the card, and it could be NXT's got
You know
solid
what
tag
happened to the
teams.
Motor City Machine Guns? Can we talk about that?
They they don't do as much. It seems like I feel like honestly the Motor City Machine Guns made the jump to the E. We did a couple matches with them. They won the championships right off the break. I feel like they're going to be doing more backstage work and probably training than anything else. Um, I think that could be an interesting match, the two of them versus Damien and R-Truth. But I feel like the tag team. Listen, it's going to be. I'm swinging for the fences. Danhausen and somebody. I don't know who. I just feel like they
Mr.
shouldn't try
Lizard,
to miss. You said who?
Mr. Lizard, Iguana? No, Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana? Maybe. Like, cause I feel like you don't want to miss this opportunity right now with having Danhausen and R-Truth being able to interact with one another. I feel like the two of them interacting is going to be absolutely hilarious. Um, I don't know who Danhausen picks. Mr. Iguana could be an interesting one. Obviously, there's some history there, but I don't know. I do not know. Other than Danhausen showing up, and this is them reintroduce someone. I dare say Chris Jericho. Like we've been talking about. Chris Jericho's been possibly coming back to show up in the E. I mean, that could be a
I don't.
funny reintroduction for Jericho. Jericho always typically does the same thing. He literally comes back as a face in some funny capacity for a small
Heel.
period of time, and then he immediately jumps and becomes a heel. So it wouldn't surprise me if the two of them teamed up just for the comedic purpose of it, and then Jericho just like, I'm done with you, and you're a joke. I'm gonna go do my thing once again. I don't know. That could be an interesting turn of events. Um, but that pretty much covers all of our championships to somewhere beyond the card. So I think we're looking at 14 potential matches in total. 14 to 15. Like I'm sure there's going to be that one random somebody's going to challenge somebody to an open challenge. I don't have a match of WrestleMania type thing, or like in the back they run into somebody and it's just like, let's go out here and let's have a Mania match. Like there's always going to be those one-off matches, but definitely we're looking at least 6 matches each night, 6 7 matches each night. Because Mania does start an hour earlier than what it normally would. I believe it starts at 6 this year, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know the first hour of WrestleMania each night is going to be live and available on ESPN for the first time. Yeah, 6. So I mean, it's probably going to be a solid 4 hours, 5 hours, dare I say, depending on how things could go on there. Um, but overall, the card I feel like has the opportunity of being, it's going to be decent. Like as of now, there's nothing that's just like super like. I don't get that WrestleMania vibe. Obviously, the championships are going to be a big thing, but I don't feel like there's one specific match that just completely overshadows the card that just puts it at the very top. Even the main championship matches than anything else. So I'm interested in see what surprises we are in store. And obviously 25 days, a lot of things could change easily within 25 days. So but overall, I think we're in for a good show. I think we're in for a good show. Um, I wanted to do this early on, kind of just have like these little breakdowns before we get into it, because I think we haven't done a prediction show in a while, and I do think we will be doing a prediction show for WrestleMania. But we absolutely are gonna have some. We gotta have some stakes on the line for this. Normally, we keep our tallies, but I think we got to figure some stuff out, even if it's some minor. I don't know, like whichever one of us loses our predictions, the other one has to like make a post and it's like, jokes is like he's the loading snacks champion of all time. I don't know. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. But I feel like we gotta have a couple others involved. So I think we're gonna be talking to some of our good
I
friends.
mean, we know quite a selection of people
Yeah. So I
uh
think we
that could
gotta
be a
put some
part of
things out.
this.
But definitely I think we're gonna be having a WrestleMania prediction show. But we gotta have some. There gotta be some repercussions to those that lose and to the person that wins. So we're gonna talk through that. But guys, this is gonna wrap up episode 36 of the Finisher podcast. Let us know, with this countdown 25 days out from WrestleMania, how are you feeling about the card as of right now? Is it solid? Is it a little weak? Could there be some improvement? And what matches do you want to see added to the card by the time we get to it? Let us know in the comments below. Um, dog, like WrestleMania, like, it's crazy. I feel like we just had a WrestleMania 41 show. Like, and after this ends, we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 43 and talking about how it's probably not going to actually
Hey,
happen in
look,
Saudi
we're
Arabia.
gonna blink and it's gonna be WrestleMania 50.
Hey, listen, stop.
We going to
Stop.
blink and it's gonna be WrestleMania 50. Like,
Hey,
just think about that.
hey, listen.
WrestleMania 50.
Hey, listen. We are there. Hey, listen. We got the new Commander Stadium about to be built, and that joint is supposed to be state of the art. So maybe, listen, I'm
Hey,
willing this into existence.
all I'm gonna say is the first big thing I want in there, outside of like musical performances and all of that
Mm-hmm.
jazz, kind of want uh all in to be at the Commander Stadium. Because
Hey,
that would
listen.
be like a chef's kiss. Because like one of the biggest things is that they were here, like one of their first big like live events was
Dynamite
here
was
in
supposed to
DC.
be. The anniversary
Like,
episode was always supposed to be in DC, but obviously that changed. So,
I feel like WWE, like it's not shade. Listen, guys, listen, back it up, put down the pitchforks, just hear me out. Like, if we can show that AEW can bring in numbers with All In at that new Commander Stadium, and the price market is family friendly,
that ain't happening for the
there is
E.
no way listen. There is no way that WWE decides to come back and do WrestleMania in DC, in our nation's capital, at the new Commander Stadium, and they're charging John Cena farewell tour prices. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, brand new state of the art stadium, my dude. WWE will charge them stupid prices. Absolutely. Like,
Nope, because all the other events that are there are going to be
it doesn't
reasonably
matter.
priced.
It doesn't matter.
Hey,
WWE
look,
is its own thing. And listen, if they would, yes, I wish they would. They are not.
do you
Or
know
let me
how,
rephrase.
it's
TKO is
different?
not going to do that.
But it's different. It's different from like the other venues. It's not. I was about to say MCI Center. God damn, I'm old. Uh, uh, it like. Do you know the traffic? Like that Commander has its own metro stop. There is no way that you are not going to capitalize on the people that live in that city
Mm-hmm.
to afford tickets to go to this big event. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be like $80. I'm not. No, it's WrestleMania. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that level. Like, okay, maybe like 400, 500, not thousands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about for like prime, like not floor seats, but like prime seating. I can see maybe like 375 to 500. Like, it's not a big pain point,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like, yo, you better start being in the game to afford these seats.
Mm-hmm. Well, we shall see. But yeah, like I said, WrestleMania 50 is not it's not that far out. Um, but other than that, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been episode 36 of the Finisher Podcast. For the homie Marcus, this is your boy Jokes. We will catch you on the next episode. But until then, Marcus, let the folks know what they need to hear.
Sure, just because your back is against the ropes does not mean you can't move forward. And with that, we're out. Twos and loose.
Loading snacks.